Hello, my name's Elle, and today I'm drawing actually. I'm drawing some of the potential Gen 9 new Pokemon leaks, stuff like that, of what we're seeing kind of thing. The Scarlet and Violet games have been leaked so much so far, and there's been a lot of rumors going around about what might be in the game, and such. I'm sure you've seen them. I'm sure you've heard of the new evolutions for Pokemon, the different past and future forms, things like that. So that's what I want to draw today. I want to draw some speculation on like what new evolutions could be. I'm gonna dive right into it and start with Primate. So this one kind of caught me off guard when it was kind of leaked or rumored that Primate is apparently going to get an evolution in the game. It's going to be a ghost fighting type. And immediately everybody was looking at the Sun Pokedex entry for Primate that said something along the lines of how it dies when it gets angry, because that ghost typing is kind of a curveball for Primate. I mean, I'm surprised it's a Gen 1 Pokemon getting an evolution at this time, and then it's gonna be ghost fighting. That's very interesting. So naturally, let's try and figure out some background on what that evolution could be. First, this word. I didn't know how to say it properly, but I think I do now.
Gibraltar. Gibraltar.
Gibraltar. That sounds very bad, but I'll go Gibraltar. I'll practice. Okay, so Europe has monkeys, just one type though. It's the Barbary macaques in Gibraltar. Gibraltar. Spanish speakers, don't interact. I know I'm saying it bad. Okay, so there's only one species of monkey in Europe, and it's like an ape, okay? That's the first thing to know. Second, it has no tail. Can you see a connection to Primate yet? That's what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at the different monkeys. Apparently, these monkeys had come over, and they're very prominent and popular to see on something called the Rock. It's the Rock of Gibraltar. Basically, it looks like it's kind of contentious, but there's these apes that are referred to as monkeys but aren't quite monkeys because, again, they don't have a tail and they're kind of different. So they hang around here. Tourists love them, but the monkeys are kind of aggressive, like most animals can be if there's a lot of tourists giving food and different things and harassing them sometimes. I can understand why they would get pissed. So these monkeys are all around this area. So that handles the monkey part, but the ghost part, I'm not sure. I don't know how it would, but someone has an idea.
We don't have information on the other ones. Aside from that Primeape's evolution, apparently the way you evolve it is interesting. I have no idea what that means. Maybe you have to go up high and jump off a cliff into the water, and Primeape evolves.
Let's go with that. So there's this big cliff, and let's pretend Primate falls off. It's related to the cliff, okay? We'll do it. Now with Primate, I wanted to put it on all fours. I snagged that reference photo that we already saw, and I got to it. Maybe it's because Sprigatito, I am still filled with rage that the little thing is probably going to stand up. It's been talked about. But yeah, drop him on all fours because he looks more like an ape that way, referencing the apes. And I kind of started with working on its spikes and everything, and screw it, let's make one of the big spikes like the Rock, okay? So we're gonna try that. I initially tried to make it like have some curls and stuff because, again, once he's dead, he's tranquil, he's at peace and everything of that kind. So I tried that. I didn't quite like it that much. He kind of turned out a little strange. The ears were kind of weird. I think I wanted to, like, them together to indicate something like, again, just more tranquility and stuff, not so scrappy. And then the last thing was, thanks to the ghost type, I wanted to get rid of maybe its braces or like the things around it. It's not like chains or anything around the limbs and whatnot, but I wanted to kind of have those off, I guess, because I don't know, maybe if he has them off, he's more peaceful that way. He's more at peace, whatever. But since it's a ghost type, I kind of went with like breaking chains kind of thing, like that idea to have him kind of floating around like shackles or something. I don't know. That maybe it's still with him, but hey, he's passed. And then I had to actually figure out how to draw them. I tried to keep it kind of simple, a simple design, and then like some peaks out and whatnot. Circle. It's very basic and just kind of, you know, off the top of my head. This whole thing is kind of off the top of my head, but I made that and then redesigned the little guy after not liking the original direction it was going. And that's okay. I like it a bit better the way I changed it up. Rather than having him, like, have so much curls and whatnot, we're gonna still have, you know, patchy places of hair everywhere. And he's gonna have a smile, like a little smile. And then I think hide his eyes. Maybe it's just too peaceful to see. Like, shield that guy from the world. I mean, why not? And then once again, he's got really, like, scraggly fur. I kind of forgot how to draw a knuckle for a sec. How to draw an ape walking on hands, but that's okay. And then I decided to scrap the ears. It went with little shaggy ears, kind of like that. But yeah, a lot of art and everything is just kind of, you know, scrapping ideas and trying different things. And like I said, here we go with the big mountain on the back. So trying that and then getting all these chains on here to make some sort of sense with how they're placed and whatnot. And they're just going to be, like I said, not tight, not bounding, not whatever. But we'll try that. And so with that, I also put some splotchiness kind of thing on its little mountain on the back because I figured, you know, that could be a nod to its features, like how it looks. And just to give an idea that it's kind of like a mountain-like. And so I kind of like the design. I mean, it's a unique design. It looks more like maybe one of the dog Pokemon that are going to come out, but I'm just having fun here. That's all it is. And then with the coloring and whatnot, I initially wanted to gravitate to like purple or something because of the ghost type again. I figure, you know, once he dies, he kind of loses that coloring that he has, that fleshy whatever on the arms and limbs. And then, you know, he's got the big puffy fur. But no, I then changed that to like a grayish color and then wanted to keep the mountainous area kind of thing, like kind of green, just to, again, nod in the direction of the land, whatnot. And then keep its limbs like some darker color. And then the braces, not even like really black, but, you know, kind of grayish again. And so in the end, kind of looks like a Poochyena, a weird one, but I kind of dig that. I think it's a really like unique design, I'll tell you that. But I think it was a lot of fun doing it. And in the end, I got, you know, Primate, and I even named it. I decided on the name Gibraltar. Again, I'm sorry about pronunciation, but basically taking that front part from the rock, and then brawl, like fighting, you know. He's still fighting type. And then bar, like Barbary macaques, the monkeys. And so it all comes together. That's Primeape, okay? Love it. I do. It's interesting. It's weird to look at. We don't need to look at it anymore. Let's move on to another one. Next up, I'm looking at Girafarig. I'm pumped about Girafarig. I want an evolution for it. And I already talked about Girafarig and kind of drew it. There's this leaked Girafarig that's going around as its evolution. I'm going to talk about it and draw it, but I think it's a fun idea. We'll see whether or not it's true or not. I think it would be really cool to have an evolution this gen, but we'll see what it turns into. So Girafarig's evolution is rumored to be pure psychic, first of all. And as you can see, it's a big giraffe. And I'm sure you're wondering, why this region? Why is it giraffe? Why is it engulfed in that? I don't know. But let me talk about the giraffe part. So Girafarig, actually let me talk about Girafarig. Girafarig's Pokedex entries talk about its tail a lot. It talks about, I mean, obviously it's like a distinguishing feature to Girafarig. So the tail is awake 24 hours a day. It's fake eating when Girafarig's eating, chewing, stuff like that. It has a tiny brain of its own, but the brain doesn't do much. It's not, it can't really think. And so it's this weird little thing. In the leaked one, it looks like it, you know, like I said, gets engulfed and stuff, which is really interesting. It's got 4 big horns on top, and I'm sure, I was wondering about that. So with Spain, I was finding some research, or like some things done by people publishing about how some 4-horned ancient giraffe is around the Spain area, or has been. So there's basically, like, I guess, ancestors and things that have come from Spain and that region, that's part of the big giraffe family. 4 short horns, like protrusions, on its head. 1 pair curves forward, and a longer pair sweeps backward. Modern giraffes only have 2, So the 4 things on top of the leaked Girafarig's head actually might have some relevance there with that. I think that's pretty cool. And then with giraffes, I can notice that on the leak, the Girafarig Evo has a long neck. And, one of the features of the giraffes is their long neck. And, I also see the spikes. I think maybe it's just a full-fledged, maybe it's a fighting machine. Because if you look at it, if you do some reading, giraffes may be long-necked for fights, not just food. If you've ever seen giraffes fight each other with their necks, oh my god. It's horrifying. So maybe the spikes, the long neck, the everything, it's just he's out here to brawl. I don't know. But it is a psychic type, so who knows. This one, like I said, I don't know. There's not much information, and so we do have the leak. I wanted to draw it. I wanted to talk about it, and so that might potentially be Giraffarigs Evolution. I'm really excited if it is. If it's not, I really hope we get something else, and I think that's going to be really exciting to look out for. Awesome. Let's move on to the next. Oh boy, the next happens to be Dunsparce. Dunsparce Evolution. I remember during Legends Arceus, I think there was rumors around about Dunsparce evolving in Legends Arceus, but that didn't happen. Fans are foaming at the mouth. Dunsparce is rumored to evolve in this region. It's very similar to the current Dunsparce, just bigger. Interesting. We got Dunsparce, just bigger. Hope not. It's going to be a normal type still. And I'm going to try and speculate on why. Why the Spain region? Why that area? Frankly, I'm not quite sure. One thing, though, that I did have fun reading is that Dunsparce does have little itty-bitty wings, and it used to fly in the sky during ancient times. And a lot of people know this and put that into incorporations of other fan arts or fan speculation of what evolutions could look like for Dunsparce, which is really cool. I really love seeing what people can come up with Dunsparce. Another thing of note was talking about how, it seems like it's buds with Diglett. It seems like it's buds with Diglett because they go in the cave together, they dig tunnels, they use each other's tunnels, blah, 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 whatever. This is only important because, it's maybe not important, but there's been talk about Diglett for this generation as being a regional fake, this idea of regional fakes for this generation. And we're going to see what that means. We're going to see, when it comes out. But the rumor is that there's this thing called regional fakes. They're kind of like convergent species in a way. And Diglett is one of them. And Diglett is rumored to have an eel-like Pokemon. It's not Diglett. It's not part of the line. But it's going to be looking like it. But it's going to be kind of eel, whatever. And so maybe Dunsparce's evolution we'll still go back to that. But
just look at this thing. It's a cute snake fairy that's got a gross bug face. And it looks like a shoe.
Probably not. But it does talk a lot about, in the Dex entries, digging in tunnels, using its tail, and using its tail to dig tunnels, blah, blah, blah. Tunnels. So, very interesting. Dunsparce is kind of a bland boy. The only thing that I kind of found for it in terms of okay, maybe why this region, why, is this legend. And this talks about a giant winged serpent that lives in a cave, guards treasures, and keeps things as prisoners. That's not great. That last part isn't. But you can see this folklore, that we've got a dragon with wings. And it really is starting to look like it might coincide with our little guy, with our little boring Dunsparce guy. So who knows? Maybe he will. My drawing is very basic. It's more complicated than Dunsparce, but bigger. But it's really just kind of a snake. I'd love to see him tie himself into a knot, and then add more wings or something, kind of like Drampa or like cute, whatever. Like I said, he's still going to be, I guess, bigger, but still a normal type and still kind of blah, blah, blah. Bland boy. But I shouldn't knock him just yet. It's just my drawing that's kind of bland. I apologize, Dunsparce. But yeah, hopefully it's something a little more extravagant than this, but this is just a basic concept. I really like it though. Dunsparce, cool. I hope we see it. People want it. All right. Oh wait, I can't believe I forgot. The giraffe, I want to name it. We can call it, how about Girafarig? I know this it has gar in the last part, just like the other one, but whatever. Giraffe in Spanish would be Girafa or something like that. And then Traga. I'm sorry, Spanish speakers. But that means swallow, and I guess that's kind of a reference to like the big tail part that's swallowing its head. I have no idea why it's designed like that, but I can't wait to find out later if it happens to be true. And then Dunsparce, we got Dunsparce and we got Dunsparce but bigger. That's the best I could come up with. Okay, I mean that's ideal. That's a good name.